spent more than $660,000 of his own money to buy Adolf Hitler's personal belongings that had gone up for auction in a sale in Germany. He donated all of those items to Israel, which will end up at the Yad Vashem Holocaust Memorial Center. An extraordinary act from an extraordinary businessman. Abdallah Chatila is a Lebanese-born Christian raised in Switzerland, one of the wealthiest men in that country. Chatila says he wanted to make sure the items did not fall into the hands of neo-Nazi collectors who look to glorify Hitler. He's now in Israel to tour Yad Vashem and to meet Israeli leaders and lawmakers. And Mr. Chatila is with me now. Sir, thank you so much for your time. I read that your original idea was to buy these Hitler items, but then burn them all. Why did you change your mind and instead decide to donate them to Israel?
Because at the beginning, when I decided to buy the items, it took like 24 hours before I was able to get registered and before the sale. I thought that I wanted to buy them, burn them anonymously. But because of the 24 hours that passed and thought about it carefully, I felt that it wasn't my place to take a decision of such an important decision to take because of what happened in the World War II, Shoah, Holocaust. The only people that were able and had the means to decide what to do was the Jewish people.
Sir, you have such a fascinating and interesting story. You're from Lebanon. You have family still in Lebanon, but you grew up in Europe. You're not Jewish. Tell me, what inspired you to do this? When you saw these items, Hitler's hat and Hitler's personal items go up for sale, why were you moved to do this?
Because, you know, we've been educated in Europe, and Hitler has been the personification of evil for every European, not only the Jewish people. So when those items were for sale, for me, I didn't think that this could be something to be done only for the Jewish cause, but mostly for humanity. And what is happening today in Europe, the rise of anti-Semitism, the rise of racism, the rise of populism, I felt that this was the right thing to do and not to end up in the wrong hand for some people to use it as a shiver to vouch for evil.
Sir, Lebanon and Israel, they don't have diplomatic relations. Lebanon and Israel, technically, they're still enemies. By what you did, do you hope maybe to be sending a message to leaders on both sides that peace is possible, that humanity is possible?
I think that clearly the goal of that, what I did, didn't have any political reason at the beginning, but because of the situation here in Israel and Lebanon, it became political. Of course, I would love that small gesture of mine can make such a difference that the Israeli and the Lebanese could start talking again. I think that what's happening today in Lebanon and the turmoil, economic turmoil that's happening there is showing that the country is fed up with this global situation, not only related to war, but also related to economy. Today, our youth, our elderly, our people need to live a real life, and we have to stop worrying about war and more worry about education and social welfare.
A final question for you, Mr. Chatila. What's it like for you to be in Israel? What are you learning? What's surprising you? And what was it like to be at Yad Vashem?
Look, it was an honor to be received by the president. It was very humbling to go to Yad Vashem. It again gave me the confirmation that what I did was important because it keeps the memory alive for what happened, the Holocaust. And like said the president, never again. And we hope that the world will understand this is not a myth, this is a real story, this has happened, and we should keep memory alive for this war or all the other wars.
Mr. Abdallah Chatila, thank you so much, sir, for your time joining us on the show.
Thank you so much. Take care.